Well, thank you very much. Shalom. Greetings to you all. It's International Holocaust Remembrance Day this week, so let us remember. Now that we've entered Exodus and the march to freedom, I was wondering, why is there so much anger and hate and fear so prevalent in the world when we should be celebrating freedom? This, my friends, is the wilderness. And in the wilderness, we can become blinded by fear. A projection of what has not happened into the present and the future. Our minds create fears, and they are the one true destructive force. Our fear can paralyze us and rob us of the one thing that cannot ever be replaced, and that is time. Now, I've sent an article by a very good friend of mine, a rabbi colleague of mine down in Texas, about whether the time has come for rabbis to be more political in what they say. And I told him I thought it was dangerous unless all personal views, opinions, and perceptions are removed. And this was precipitated by a note he got from a rabbi in Los Angeles whose membership society, because of the results of the election, decided they had to be more political in their commentaries. Even before the election, I received a publication from one of my associations encouraging that we speak for a candidate, not just for one, but against one. And I shook my head. Now, I know I'm qualified to talk about a lot of topics, but I'm not qualified to do other than give my personal opinion on political matters. And so I do not. I do not want my personal opinion confused with my professional one. Now, there have been presidents I liked and presidents I did not, prime ministers I liked, prime ministers I did not, even popes I've liked and popes I did not. But I never let fear dictate before I observe their actions and the steps that they took. I try to understand the intent behind them. Even the establishment of the kingship and priesthood of ancient Israel recognized there was a difference and ensured that there was separation between religious and secular worlds. Fine line, perhaps, but I will observe and report, but I will not politicize. Friends, whatever you hear, whatever you read, not just in politics, but in everything, examine the facts, research, be inquisitive, and come to your own conclusions. Let us not condemn out of fear. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give Trump a chance. Now, I don't care whether it's Trump, whether it's Clinton, Bernie, Rubio. Give whoever it is a chance. Do not be ruled by fear. Now, after Shabbat services on Friday night, I had an equal number of people come up to me to ask what I thought about the inaugural speech. Each group hearing the same words, each group listening through their own filter and belief system. Half loved it, half hated it. Each perfectly demonstrating the difficulty in truly hearing what someone has to say without getting clarification, without getting verification. I teach a course in communication, and this is how not to communicate. This is why rabbinic opinion on non-rabbinic topics, such as politics, needs to be careful. The highlight for me was that he quoted Psalm 133, which we sing as the Hine Matov at all Sabbath feasts, which means every week, about the coming together of everybody. Hine Matov u'manai shevet achim yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. And isn't that how it should be? All together. No division, no lines. Everybody comes together. A rabbinic opinion needs to be restricted to the rabbinic realm. Otherwise, it's simply personal opinion. And all you have to do is turn on a television or the internet to get all the personal opinion in the world. Do not let your fears dictate what you hear or what you believe. And in these weeks of change, we have another big change this week. This week marks the Chinese New Year. So happy birthday to all you roosters out there. This is the year of the rooster, the 10th of the 12-year cycle. And this year, it's a fire rooster year. So look for things to be done quickly, impatiently, energetically. Now have a great rooster, everyone, a sign that promotes self-assurance, pride, diligence, and focus. And be sure to take a few minutes every so often to give thanks, to appreciate what you have, what you do, what you are. Don't just rush through life. So let's all together take a moment to express gratitude, renew spirit and energy. Take time to be thankful for all the miracles of our lives, our health, our happiness, our families, our friends, the great love that envelops us and everyone we know. And let us share that with those in need. Send out energy to help heal all those in need of healing, and renew at this time of hope, of peace, of light, sending goodwill, love, peace, and thanks to everybody. It's such an easy thing to do, to transmit energy to everybody you know in need. Call out the names for whoever you know, for my great friend and mentor Monty, for Sonia Schwartz, for Anna, for Melissa, for Renata, for Hillary, for Tony, and for all of you in need of love, of renewal of spirit. So think of those in need, call out healing for them, the kindness, healing wishes, goodwill, and love that you all send out circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you. Mi Shabera Avotenu Makor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Well, Misha Baruch, everybody, let us all have our spirits renewed. Now this week, God will begin the process of what Exodus is all about, making himself known. The entire saga of the 10 plagues was not to punish Egypt for any wrongdoing, but for God to make himself known. And to do so, he will harden Pharaoh's heart and prevent Pharaoh from letting the people go. This week is Va'era, and I appeared. Now, things will be moving quickly. We'll have the first 7 plagues this week, and they act as an illusion and a mirror to the creation story, as the unfolding of the plagues turns into a network of reversals of the original creation. If creation emerged at a particular moment in a process with categorized stages, one could imagine an undoing of this process, with apocalypse being the other side of the coin of creation. So the benign swarming of life in Genesis turns into a threatening swarm of odious creatures. Just as the penultimate plague of darkness, the prelude to mass death, is a reversal of the first. Let there be light. And we also hear what will be the most important statement that God continues to make to man. Exodus 6:6. Therefore say to the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I shall bring you out from under Egypt's burdens, and I shall rescue you from their toil. Now, toil. It's the fear we impose on ourselves. Nowhere does God say, I created the universe. His connection to man is freedom, a human connection. And you'll know that I am the Lord your God. Well, the second half of God's key statement. This episode in Egypt is all about his becoming known, about his introduction to the world. Now, wouldn't it have been easier maybe to make the sun stand still, or reverse time, or maybe create a new planet, or do any number of miraculous things that would make his power pretty obvious? I think so. But none of the great celestial or even terrestrial miracles could bring these together the same way. None of those impact man on the individual level. What he is about to do shows us still that whatever the horrible personal things in our own lives may be, my friends, we can become free. We can venture through the wilderness. We can reach our own promised lands. And all we need is faith. Now, the dominant theme of Exodus, God's becoming known, is connected explicitly here to the rescue from slavery and to the judgments that will occur in Egypt. And it will continue to be stated several times. as the reason for the miraculous plagues. It also goes back to our theme of the year, faith. By God becoming known, people can have faith. Faith, they will be rescued from slavery, from fear. We can always have that faith. We can always be free from fear. We also have here one of the most interesting comments, followed up by God's confession that he will harden Pharaoh's heart. Exodus 7:1. And the Lord said to Moses, see, I've made you a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother will be your prophet. You shall speak everything that I'll command you, and Aaron your brother shall speak to Pharaoh, that he let the children of Israel go from his hand. And I'll harden Pharaoh's heart, and I'll multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt, and Pharaoh won't listen to you. What does God mean when he tells Moses that he's being made a god to Pharaoh? You know what, I got to tell you something. There's not a lot that's written about that in an enigmatic statement. So please send me your thoughts on that. I'd love to hear them. And we all grew up being told Pharaoh would not let the people go, ignoring the fact that God would not let him let the people go, even when he wanted to. And you will see that he keeps wanting to, but he just can't do it. He's not allowed to. Well, who's the slave now, Pharaoh? Where's his free will? Friends, do we ever fully understand our roles, our missions, of what God intends? How do we know? Again, perhaps it's from faith. And Moses was 80 years old, Aaron was 83 years old when they spoke to Pharaoh. It is never too late to hear the voice of God and be moved in a new direction. Abraham was 70 when he was told to move on. And here Moses is 80. Now, we all saw the movie. Charlton Heston did not look 80 years old when he began his mission. So we forget that he was 80 years old. Stay open to the words around you. You never know when you were being called upon. Now Moses tells Pharaoh to let the people go. Exodus 7:16. The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, sent me to you, saying, let my people go, so they may serve me in the wilderness. Well, notice, friends, we say the word God or Adonai, my Lord, but that's not what is written. That's not what biblical man probably said. This book is about God's introduction to the world by name. This is the book of names. And the name of God written in each of these quoted passages is not Adonai, but Yahweh. The four-letter name of God we do not say, and which means Moses has just said, it is he who causes being sent me to you. Don't forget, names have meaning. That's why sometimes I will say what was written, and sometimes I'll say it, I'll read it as you would read it, changing the name of God. But wherever possible, when you're reading this section in particular, remember what the name of God actually means, he who causes being. Notice also that the reason given is not freedom from slavery or anything else. It is so they can go and worship God out in the wilderness. Now again, we do not know why this was said. Was it so Pharaoh would not realize it was a permanent thing? Was it simply deception? Was it from another source and another edit where the story simply began as a story of worship? We don't know. We probably never will know. We understand because of the result that it was really meant as a permanent goodbye. The people were leaving. They were being taken to their promised land. Adios. Pardon me if I'm sentimental when we say goodbye. Don't be angry. Don't be angry with me, should I cry? When you're gone, I will dream a little dream as years go by. Now and then, there's a fool such as I. Well, this will be a goodbye. Pharaoh does not let them go, as God said. And so the first of the plagues, that of turning the Nile to blood, begins the most amazing display of God's power on earth. And that is an amazing start. All life comes from water. The great waters at the beginning were separated. So the world began. And then Noah in the second creation, all from water. Moses from water. Water is the life force of creation on earth, and blood, the force representing water within us. And also the most important rule of sacrifice in a food, that is no consumption of blood, because it is the life force of man. And friends, the plagues is probably the favorite part of so many people's seders, when they put a drop of wine for each announced plague. And you'll find all the plagues in Exodus 7:14 to 12:36, but the 7 in this week's Parsha end at Exodus 9:35. So that's how far you want to read it this week. But this is a turning point in the Torah, especially when you hit Exodus 7:17. By this you'll know that I am the Lord. Now, by this is the story of the introduction of the deity by name to the world. So this statement can be understood not only as establishing the existence of the named deity to Pharaoh, but also as establishing what the name conveys. Thus, by this, meaning a miracle involving a change in nature, because that's what each of the plagues do, you will know that I am the one who causes being. Now, what an introduction. And not only does he cause the next 6 plagues of frogs, lice, the misinterpreted 4th one of wild animals, which is really an insect swarm. And notice that Moses tells Pharaoh, there will not be an insect swarm in Goshen. And here we hearken back to Genesis and creation. Once again, stories of separation and distinction. That will now become a central theme in the spiritual development of God's people. And notice in Exodus 8:21 that Pharaoh says, go, sacrifice to your God in the land. But it does not happen. Won't be allowed to let go. The 5th is diseased livestock, which again has a distinction, Exodus 9:4. And if there were ever a section to understand the name of God, this is it. And he who causes being will distinguish between Israel's livestock and Egypt's livestock. Egypt's dies. 6th is boils, coming from furnace ash, thrown in the skies, a reminder of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and a harbinger of furnaces to come, and a notice to us. And he who causes being strengthened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not listen to them. And our last plague for this week, a thunderstorm of hail and fire that rolls throughout the land. This wheel's on fire, rolling down the road. Best notify my next of kin. This wheel shall explode. This fire keeps on coming. But every time Pharaoh wants to capitulate, God causes Pharaoh's heart to harden, because he's not finished demonstrating just who he is. He's not finished introducing himself to the world. Don't forget, in Genesis, God only introduced himself to individuals. Now he's introducing himself to the world. God's power is not just over the physical realm of life, my friends, but the metaphysical. A Greek term we've given great power to, but whose meaning is simply beyond physical. It extends beyond the physical to the spiritual, the intellectual, the emotional worlds, which probably make up most of our existence. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle. Make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, and honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, and be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light, and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other. There are no divisions and distinctions. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, good healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive, learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Send healing, goodwill, and love to all who need it. Share your holiness. Bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace and healing, for you to honor all the people of your life. Honor the journey you're on. Honor yourselves. My friends, keep your eyes open to what you may not be seeing, and keep your ears open and listen to the world around you and ask questions. Remember, this is an organic book. The lessons, the laws, the ethics, the rituals, they change with the times. It's how it stays current, how it stays relevant and new and meaningful, and continues to provide us with insight, with answers these thousands of years later. Remember, we do set in motion all that happens in our lives, our intention, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what is good and what is bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person that you may have wronged, and then ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. Be forgiving. Be compassionate. Do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is in sight. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading your holiness. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principles of love and of all of you. And remember to act with purity of heart and mind, despising none, defrauding none, hating none, cherishing all, honoring every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all peoples know peace in this year, and may you nurture kindness and love everywhere. We are entering the wilderness together, my friends. We will help each other every step along the way. Feel like my soul is beginning to expand. Look into my heart. You will sort of understand. You brought me here. Now you're trying to run me away. Writing on the wall, come read it, come see what it says. Well, the writing is on the wall, and it says, be free, be true, be yourself. Give love, my friends, embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone is always there for you, whether you know it or not. Be happy, be healthy, be helpful, be kind, be loving, and I look forward to seeing you all next time, and I will have a special guest with me. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.